Let's be honest, Agile is broken. Agile was meant to be the answer to complex real-world projects. Customer collaboration, responding to change, empowered teams, and faster time to market. So why, for so many of us, does it feel like a chaotic nightmare? Endless meetings, constant updating of Jira boards, daily stand-ups for no good reason, burned out teams, and still things are delivered late to unhappy customers. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Agile itself isn't the problem. So today, I'm breaking down exactly why Agile feels broken in so many project teams, and more importantly, how to fix it. Welcome to Pragmatic PM. Let's dive in. When Agile was born back in 2001, it was a reaction to heavy waterfall bureaucracy. Agile was meant to make teams faster, more collaborative, and focused on real value. The concept caught on, and the term Agile projects was adopted not just in software, but across many other types of projects as well. But somewhere along the way, Agile became a catchy management fad. Dave Thomas, one of the originators of the Agile Manifesto, said the word Agile had been subverted to the point where it was entirely meaningless. Here are 3 reasons why Agile ends up broken in so many organizations, and then 3 practical ways to fix it. Reason number 1, and this is where 90% of your problems come from, trying to force fit Agile into essentially what is a waterfall project. This is akin to taking a square peg and trying to force it into a round hole. Why does this happen? Well, maybe it sounds cool to be using an Agile method, but what it demonstrates is a lack of understanding about different types of projects. Reason number 2, process worship. For many, Agile has morphed into a religion of methodology and certifications. What we have seen in recent years is the prevalence of Agile methodologies and frameworks like Scrum. Nothing wrong with that, except when people blindly follow a process or methodology, where it almost becomes just a tick box exercise. People are doing stand-ups because the clock says it's 9 a.m., not because there's any genuine collaboration. That's cargo cult Agile, copying the rituals but missing the purpose. Reason number 3, I call this one going around in circles. This is where a project lacks direction. Customers want one thing this week, but change their mind the following week. Teams are constantly bombarded with new product features that are seemingly all urgent. The product backlog is never ending. And for technology projects in particular, the build-up of technical debt means making changes gets harder, not easier. The project keeps going around in circles instead of making steady progress. Okay, now that we understand why Agile can feel broken, let's fix it. Fix number 1, and this is arguably the most important fix: use Agile where it's appropriate. You shouldn't be using Agile for all project situations. Let's talk about the scenarios where it's best to use Waterfall. This is where the client has a clear idea of what they want from the project. So the project scope is known, and it's up to the project team to agree a deadline and budget that is feasible. Some small adjustments to the project scope are still possible, but not significant changes. Many clients like this model because they know upfront what they are paying for a project, and it fits the project tendering or procurement process that organizations are accustomed to. Now, when a client isn't clear on project scope, or if the scope will change over time, that's when an Agile approach is appropriate. I've seen Agile work best in product management scenarios. For example, you're developing a mobile app for a client, and every month you'll be rolling out new features. Those features aren't predetermined and will be based on business priorities at the time, so the project scope is dynamic. Now, when the project scope is dynamic, this becomes a rolling project, where instead of deadlines there are multiple sprints, and rather than fixed budget, the budget is a rolling one that depends on the cost of the Agile team and other resources. However, a key advantage over Waterfall is that Agile projects can tolerate changes in project scope. Fix number 2, principle over process. Here's a reminder of the 12 Agile principles. What I like to do is organize the principles into 3 sections: how we work, how we deliver, and how we adapt. Forget about following a methodology or framework rigidly. Eliminate things that don't add value. If your daily stand-up meetings are becoming repetitive, trying doing them every other day or twice a week. Keep to principles, not process. Fix number 3, prioritize and roadmap. This will stop agile projects going round in circles. Work with your client to develop a roadmap for the project. This helps them align the project to business needs instead of pulling in multiple directions. Prioritizing is an effective way to organize an ever-growing list of client requests. Use something like a Moscow analysis where you work with the client to categorize requests into one of 4 buckets. The must-have bucket has high priority requests that have a high business impact. Aim to schedule these first in your sprints. The next bucket is the should-have, which are next in line after the must-haves. Then there's the could-have, which are requests with a lower priority. The 4th bucket is the won't-have, which are requests you've decided not to proceed with. So, is Agile broken? No, it's just applied in the wrong way. You'll get the most out of Agile by using it in the appropriate setting, returning to principles and cutting the clutter. Now, if you found this useful, hit subscribe for more project management content like this. And if you have any other thoughts about Agile, do share them in the comments.